Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you the way I always give it to my brothers and sisters out there. You can be any place, like I always tell you. You can be any place, but you're rocking with the Bay tonight. You're rocking with the Bay tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop down in the comments. And big shout out and big salute to all the brothers and sisters that's down in the chat rocking with me tonight, and everybody that's watching this video from afar. You know how I'm gonna give it to you. You know how I'm gonna give it to you. See, them CNN satellites from outer space, they hit me up. They hit me up on the facts, and I gotta give y'all brothers what the CNN satellites told me when they hit me up on the facts. But hey, I wanna send a big salute and big shout out to all the dog lovers from one side of the world to the other side, from one side of the country to the other side, from the top to the bottom of the globe. To all the dog lovers doing what they're supposed to do with these dogs. Now, today I got a little bit of news for y'all brothers and sisters, and we're gonna speak about keeps, because a brother asked me, what is a keep? So we're going to speak about what is a keep. We're going to talk about that. You know, a little bit of dog talk out there, and I'm going to politic with my brothers and sisters down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody having a great day, had a great day, having a great morning, had a great morning or a great evening. It just depends on where you're at when you're watching this video. You know, depends on where you at. Now, I'm going to jump straight off in this news, man. I'm going to jump straight off into this news. We got 20 dogs rescued, you know, firearms found on the scene. And you pretty much know when you start hearing about all that type of stuff, you know how it's going down. And you know where you got it from first. So let's jump straight into it. PBK9s, Dog Talking News, let's go.
A disturbing case of animal hoarding in Baden has led to the rescue of more than 20 dogs and the seizure of several firearms. Fox 2's Taylor Harris is live at the home tonight with more details. Taylor.
Mandy, I'm standing in front of this home on Riverview Boulevard. As you can see, the door has been kicked in, is now boarded up, and the house is now condemned. Neighbors are relieved but fearful as disturbing details about what allegedly happened here continue to be revealed. Monday at 6:20 a.m., St. Louis police, along with the St. Louis County SWAT team, executed a search warrant at this home in Baden. 69-year-old David Sanders was arrested and charged with animal abuse and unlawful use of a weapon. Inside Sanders' home, the animal care group Care SCL says authorities found a dead dog and 22 surviving dogs, scared and malnourished.
Definitely incredibly flea infested. They were living indoors and outdoors in a lot of stool, a lot of urine. So we were able to vaccinate most of them yesterday, get some of that preventive health care. We're monitoring a few injuries and a few kind of wounds going forward.
The dogs were so traumatized that Care SCL had to administer anxiety medication to calm them. Care SCL is working to rehabilitate these dogs, teaching them to walk on leashes and preparing them for adoption.
We'll have animals in our population that are coming in, severely underweight, clear neglect or abuse. Wounds and trauma that they've endured. Very rarely is it this on this scale. So this is really exceptional in that it's over 20 animals that we're accommodating in a shelter where we usually house about 60.
Inside the home, the conditions were described as deplorable. Court documents reveal a history of abuse spanning years, with witnesses alleging Sanders has struck dogs with objects like wooden boards and baseball bats. Sanders is now in custody tonight and is being held without bond. Neighbors told me they are relieved to see Sanders gone, and now Care SCL is struggling with overcrowding and is urging the community to come and adopt dogs. Reporting live in Baden, Taylor Harris, Fox 2 News.
Like I said, man, y'all hit that like button up. You're rocking with your boy. You're rocking with PBK. And what I come to find out is in this dog game, you got a lot of squirrels that's running with wolves. You know what I'm saying? Squirrels is running with wolves, and anybody with common sense know that it ain't gonna never work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. But at the end of the day, while we talking about squirrels, I need to give y'all some news. You know, we got the trending topic today or this week, for the last few weeks, and it's about a squirrel named Peanut. So I got to give y'all brothers and sisters that news, the way I always do. Peanut was a pet squirrel. Basically, I'm going to give it to you. He was a pet squirrel. The city came in, took the squirrel from the brother, euthanized him. So I'm going to give y'all the beginning, the middle, and the ending. And you know where you got it first, K9s, Dog Talk and News. And this brother got a GoFundMe. I think he had a GoFundMe for his legal team or something like that, because they was taking out a lawsuit or something, you know, on the city or the state or whoever was actually in charge of doing the raid or doing the confiscation. And who, I think the mayor or somebody, I don't know who, but y'all check these videos out. We talking about Peanut the squirrel. You know, the same squirrel that made, like I said, he's trending all across the country right now. You can't do that to people, pets, man. At the end of the day, a pet is a pet. And sometimes it's like people be bullying people. You know, it's certain ways you can do certain things. You know, at the end of the day, let me ask you this, man. Now, we talking about a freaking squirrel. We talking about a squirrel now, before we get into this video, right? And when I say that is, you come take that brother's squirrel when my yard filled with squirrels. So what's the difference from the squirrel running in my tree than me actually feeding the squirrel and here in my house? I can get the same diseases by the squirrel. If you're going to take that man's squirrel, take it from out of my yard as well. Take it from all out the trees and all that other stuff. If you're going to take the man's squirrel because you say he's got a pet that can carry rabies, man, there's a lot of animals that can carry rabies. And like I said, the squirrels come down, it's cute when they jumping all on your banister and running all up, grabbing the nuts and stuff like that. It's cute then. But let a brother take care of one who would have died. You know, if he wouldn't have took care of the squirrel would have died, as you're going to hear. For the city to come try to bully that man out of his pet. But I ain't going to talk y'all to death. Y'all check this out. Peanut the squirrel, K9s, Dog Talking News. Let's get into it.
The story of unlikely best friends is one we've all heard before. Well, Peanut and Mark take it to a whole new level.
That's the longest one. Leave me alone. People who catch on and they follow our journey fall in love with him just as much as I did. It's a bond that I could never explain to somebody without you meeting him personally.
Peanut the squirrel lives in Mark's house, and they do almost everything together.
It's little things like that, you know, it's the brushing the teeth, it's tying the shoes, it's making breakfast. As soon as he hears the refrigerator open, he's downstairs because he knows he's getting a treat. Boop. Boop. So, you know, everything revolves around him when I'm in the house, and I couldn't see my life without him now.
Mark rescued Peanut from the streets of New York after he saw Peanut's mom get hit by a car.
But unfortunately, she had passed, and what was moving was this little baby squirrel. And he was starting to cross the busy street, so I kind of raced over and got in front of him in hopes he would run away. But instead of him running away, he crawled up my leg.
Peanut couldn't be released back into the wild on his own yet, and none of the shelters could take him. So Mark took care of him.
So 8 months, bottle fed him, got him prepped for the wild. My goal was to get him back outside, but live in my backyard in hopes he'd be close enough just in case it got too bad outside.
When Peanut was ready, Mark released him back into the wild again. However, Peanut had other plans.
So released him in the backyard, and a day and a half later, I found him sitting on my porch missing half his tail. So here I am, bawling my eyes out, like I failed you as, you know, as your human. I kind of opened the door, he ran inside, and that was the last of Peanut's wildlife career.
Now, Peanut, Mark, and Chloe the cat all live in harmony and are all changing each other's lives for the better.
I'm grateful, and he's maybe into a better person in so many ways, nicer and more patient, and you know, you tend to let a lot of little things go now.
They share Peanut's journey online to help bring joy to others. He even meets some of his followers to help bring a smile to their faces.
It's cool to just give back. You know, I'm so blessed with the opportunity to have, you know, such an incredible following for him. And, you know, I just want to take full advantage of doing his best and as much good as possible. Just spreading love and joy to us is the most important part of this.
Rage is growing tonight after New York State authorities euthanized a local squirrel who became a social media star. As we first reported on Wednesday, the Department of Environmental Conservation seized Peanut the squirrel and a raccoon named Fred during an armed raid at Peanut's Freedom Farm in Pine City. This story made national headlines and is still today. Today we learned both animals were put down, and we learned that the Chemung County Health Department was also involved in this. Our 18 News investigative reporter Nick Dabina is here with more, including the emotional reaction from Peanut's owner. Nick.
Hey Jim, well, before publishing this story, we called Peanut's owner to ask if he had received any updates on Peanut's fate 2 days after the raid. Mark Longo said nobody told him his animals were put down. Now, we first reported on Peanut last year when Longo started Peanut's Freedom Farm in Pine City after rescuing Peanut 7 years ago. Longo said he found Peanut after his mother was hit by a car. He rehabbed Peanut and tried to release him into his backyard, but Peanut never developed the instincts to survive outside. Longo then let Peanut live inside of his home. Peanut racked up a combined 3 million followers on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Yesterday, Longo told us he was working on the necessary paperwork to legally own Peanut as an educational animal. He says, though, he was blindsided Wednesday morning when DEC agents served a search warrant at his home and took away Peanut. They also took away Fred the raccoon. The statement released to the media says, the Chemung County Department of Health and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation are coordinating to ensure the protection of public health related to the illegal possession of wild animals that have the potential to carry the rabies virus. On October 30th, DEC said it seized a raccoon and squirrel sharing a residence with humans, creating the potential for human exposure to rabies. In addition, a person involved with the investigation was bitten by the squirrel. To test for rabies, both animals were euthanized. The animals are being tested for rabies, and anyone who has been in contact with these animals is strongly encouraged to consult with their physician. Longo says Fred the raccoon was being rehabilitated before being released back into the wild. In an Instagram post this afternoon, Longo and his wife held back tears as they announced Peanut's death.
Hi everyone. I don't know how I'm going to say this. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. And we got confirmation that they put him down. I want to continue to fight this fight as much as I can, but we need all of you to come together and help us. Please continue to help us raise money for the ongoing legal battles and for our nonprofit so we can keep Peanut's name alive. Thank you all.
More than 31,000 people signed an online petition to save Peanut. A GoFundMe campaign has also raised more than $14,000. The campaign says the Longos are now, quote, committed in pursuing legal action against the DEC. Jim.
Nick, you and I reached out to several local lawmakers to try to see if they would have something to say to us about whether or not they were getting involved. A lot of it was crickets. Many weren't interested in saying much of anything.
That's right, Jim. We certainly tried. The only official to say anything so far is New York Congressman Nick Langworthy. He released actually a new statement within the last hour. Langworthy says he is now demanding answers after hearing from many angry constituents who called his office. This statement says, in part, the pet owner has not been afforded due process and now his pets are dead. This action comes today as reports have emerged of an illegal immigrant raping a 5-year-old on Long Island. This demonstrates the Hochul administration's deranged level of misguided priorities. In New York State, we have sanctuaries for illegal immigrants while innocent pets are killed. We reached out to Governor Hochul's office, but we did not hear back. New York Senator Chuck Schumer's office told us it had no comment because this was not a federal matter. We also left a message with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, but our call was not returned. We also reached out to New York State Senator Tom O'Mara and the Chemung County Health Department. Our requests for comment were not returned. Jim.
Wanted to update all of you, but I would first like to say how grateful I am for all of the love and support. You guys have no idea how much you have gotten me through the day and a half of just torment and a nightmare. I can't believe what transpired yesterday. I'm going to leave the details out of it, but we have the understanding that the DEC will not tell us whether or not Peanut is alive or not. So I can't give you a definitive answer of whether or not he's still here with us. I hope we have an opportunity to take him back and continue this journey on starting a nonprofit in a squirrel's name. Starting this nonprofit has been a dream come true. Showing the life of a squirrel has been nothing but incredible, and I can't thank you all for the love and support. So please continue to check the GoFundMe out. Please donate if you can. We have hired a legal team, so there's going to be a lot of expenses coming our way. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who signed petitions and emailed and called and really supported us. Hopefully we could bring Peanut home, but I can't do it without you guys. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for looking out for me and my family and the animals here at Peanut Farina Farm. It means the world to me. So thank you, and I will keep you updated as we go along.
That squirrel wasn't hurting nobody at all, man. That squirrel wasn't hurting nobody at all. Sometimes it seems like, in this country, it seems like they do the most sometimes. It's like you bothering this man about a squirrel. If you was that worried about the human safety and the population with rabies and all that stuff, if you was that worried about all that stuff, like I keep saying, we don't help people who out there in the woods, sleeping in the woods, who in tents and all that type of stuff. We don't help them type of people. We spend all that energy on worrying a brother about his squirrel in the house, and they ain't bothering nobody. That squirrel catching rabies is going to be no different than any other animal catching rabies. If they come in contact with another animal with it, it just is what it is. If I got this squirrel as a pet in the house, how is he at risk for catching rabies any more than my dog is? You see, if I let my dog out in the woods and let him run wild, he had just as much risk to catch rabies as anything else is. We speaking about if you don't got rabies shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like I said, like a bullying situation. It's like a bullying situation. But let's get into this dog talk, my brothers. I got to take my shades off, man. I got to take my shades off because we're going to talk about some things I really didn't. See, the CNN satellites from outer space, they hit me up, man. They say, you missed something. You see, you missed something. The whole time, when I was talking about this stealing, this dog thief in Thompson kennel, the dog thief, that old Coors kennel that money, and won't let Coors get his dog back for Black Sealy. He stole the dog Sosa. We talking about a dog thief that I said I wasn't gonna post his family up, right? But then I looked and see he did videos like 4 or 5 months ago posting my folk up there. See, Thompson kennel is what you call a certified female. You know what I'm saying? Certified female. But what I found out is, is Thompson old lady look like Shrek. Check this out, right? Listen here, dog. Whole time I've been telling you what I wanted to do to Shorty, or how I was gonna holler at her. Man, I won't holler at that, dog. I got standards, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I got standards. Your dog don't fit the standards of my dogs, and your bitch just don't fit the standards of somebody who gonna be walking beside me. You understand? I don't deal with Shrek-looking bitches, dog. At the end of the day, this is what you do, big dog. Thompson kennel. Take that picture that you post with my old lady and post it beside your old lady. That's what you do, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. But it is what it is, see? It is what it is. You play clowns how clowns play themselves. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. I look down the timeline and I see Patrick Peterson making videos about me. Man, y'all a bunch of jack-offers, man. Y'all boys a bunch of jack-offers that can't get no content, can't get no views, don't got no dogs, don't got no money, always bragging about money, don't got nothing. You know, your women don't look worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like I said, the first thing I thought about when I looked at Thompson Kennels' old lady was Shrek. Shrek. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Gotta call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Call it how I see it. Your dog's track stars, your bitch fat and sloppy, you know. I mean, hey, I see why you hating, dog. I see why you hating. I see why you call me crackhead this, and you ain't used to being around skinny people. You know, that's why them boys in your area ragdolling your old lady. It is what it is, though, Thompson. You know, like I told y'all brothers before, it hurt you, didn't it? It hurt you. It hurt you for brothers to know you got them stolen dogs. It hurt you for brothers to know you don't know nothing about that yellow stuff. It hurt you to know that you got that bootleg stuff off that yellow stuff in your pedigree, and you lying about Red Boy Jocko this and Red Boy Jocko that. Only thing Red Boy Jocko you got is that fat ass, ugly ass bitch you damn sleeping in the bed with. You know? She more Red Boy Jocko than them dogs you got in the yard. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it just is what it is, fam. I don't know. I mean, when I see it, I just got to give it to brothers. Some gonna like it and some ain't, like I always say. You want to be a clown? We're going to treat you like a clown. I'm the one that got you showing all your dogs on YouTube, got you showing breeders and this and that, trying to prove that you got dogs and this and that. You can't prove nothing. Them boys know that you ain't doing shit with them dogs. When I say doing, I mean, half of them ain't got papers. You done stole the other half, you know, and you're lying to females about what they bred and what they coming off of. You know, only them young boys gonna get gassed up off them little videos you're putting out with breeding this and breeding that, talking about you igniting some turning up drive and setting off drive because you pick up a basketball in your hand. You know, man, every time you drop a video, if I really want to study your video when you show your dogs, the terminology you using ain't dog talk. You know, it is not dog talk. Now, let me speak a little bit about the keep, because the brother wanted me to talk about, you know, what's a keep. He asked me, what's a keep? Now, the best thing I can say about what's a keep, brother, a keep is the same exact thing that a boxer does before he goes into his match. The exercise program that he puts himself through, that's exactly what a keep is. You know, that's just a word for it. All it is your exercise program that you're going to do before you go to the event you're going to. Most of the time, brothers have 8 weeks in their workout program. So what a brother would do, you know, you give yourself some cushion. If you know you got 8 weeks until you go to your workout, to your event or whatever, you give yourself some cushion, what they call a pre-keep, you know, 4 weeks extra. So if you know you got 8 weeks, give yourself 4 extra weeks. That's to worm your dog, check your dog blood count, do everything, all the outs and ins you got to do to your dog before the first week of your 8 weeks. You don't want to, you know, let me just give you an example. If I was going into the Wild Wild West days, back in the days, and I was going into a dog and I wanted to start my exercise program, I wouldn't start on the first week of the 8 weeks. That means I got to worm the dog out. If I see anything wrong with the dog, I got to tweak it. You know, got to tweak this and tweak that. And all that's inside of my 8 weeks. So I'm not going to get a full 8 weeks to work. You got your pre-keep. So you got 4 extra weeks. You got to tweak anything you need to tweak to get his weight the way you need to get it at, you know, before you start working it down, or take the little bit of baby fat off of them before you start exercising them. Because you don't want to bring a dog directly off a chain straight into hard exercise, hard work. So that's what the pre-keep is for also, to gradually build your dog up, to let him know he's about to start working and you about to need some intense workouts from him. You know, so by the time you start the first week, you know, you can go ahead and get to working. You know, so, you know, you have your pre-keep and then you got your 8 weeks. And the difference is when it comes to modern day times with us doing the legal things with the dogs, the difference is if I'm going to a confirmation show, I can pretty much work that dog close to the day of the show, and give him a little bit of, give him some rest or whatever. But back in the Wild Wild West days, if I was gonna work a dog in the keep, when it get down to that last week, I start, recognizing that he needs more rest than normal. I want to max him out on my exercise program. I don't want to max him out 2 days before the show. I want him to be resting during that time. We might go out and do some walking and all that type of stuff, but we're not gonna be doing no super hard working. I need his muscles to build back up, to get back strong. Any kind of soreness he got to pretty much be gone away. So I'm gonna give him a lot of rest time. And if you work him the way you're supposed to be working him, and if you're paying attention to your dog the way you're supposed to be paying attention to him, you gotta pay attention to everything. When you seeing him limp, when you seeing him, if he's slacking down, you gotta pay attention to everything. A lot of brothers, and we all do it. We'll be so green and we'll see certain things in our dog that we know our dog is not ready for the competition he's going into. But instead of backing down, you'll still take that same dog out there knowing he wasn't 100%. Knowing you was going to probably have a good chance on losing, but you'll still take that dog out there. Like I always say, you got to put your dog in the position to be great, in the position to win, in the position to be successful, no matter what you're doing with your dog, when it comes to competition and events and things like that. It don't matter if you jumping in the pool, you got to put him in a position to win, in a position to be successful. You just put him on the chain, and then when it's time for the competition, you bringing him out and thinking he gonna jump way out in the pool. You got to put him in position to win, give him the best shot you can at winning, and that's what the keep is, man. Is the exercise program before you go into your event. And that can be you. You can put yourself on a keep. You may be going into, you may have a debate coming up. You may have a debate coming up about something. You got to do your studying for so many weeks. You got to prepare yourself. You got to eat good, sleep good. You got to get your thinking cap on. That's your keep when you're going into, make no difference what the competition is. What long as you competing against something, it can be any single thing. Let me see what else could I compare it to. The NFL football season, the pre-keep will be your preseason. It's the same thing. You got your little bit of work before the real work. Your little bit of work before the real work. But yeah, man, like I said, a keep, because they like to mix that word in with illegal things, but it's not the process of a keep that's illegal. You can do keeps all day long. It's what you do with your dog when you're done with the keep that makes it illegal, that makes the whole process illegal. So when it comes to keep, that's just a word some folk use. All it is condition program. That's all it means. A conditioning program, an exercise program, a workout program for your dog to get him in whatever competition you're trying to get him to the best shape you can get him in. That's all that mean, man. But yeah, one brother asked me what I thought about the brother Whiteley. Well, yeah, Whiteley's dogs. I did a video on that, man. I'm not sure. You have to go back and check my old videos. I did a whole video and a salute to Mr. Vernon Whitley. And I showed his dog, different dogs he had, the dog Jack, some old dogs that he had. So Mr. Whitley had some great dogs. I wasn't fortunate enough to have I think I maybe had one dog with some of that stuff in it before, but I wasn't fortunate enough to have a whole bunch of stuff with his name in it. But I always heard he had great dogs. If you look in the pedigrees, there's nothing but Yellow John, Red Boy dogs, Medlin dogs. He had some great dogs. So can't say too much about it as far as whether I like him or don't like him. I like the lines that he had, in his dogs. I like the lines that he had, but I just never had a chance to run his stuff personally. But like I said, I only heard good things about him, good things about him. Salute to that brother R.I.P. to that brother. Salute to him. A great bulldogger from the past that left his mark and did his thing with the dogs, man. That's what it's about, man. A lot of brothers don't understand. They'll never get the picture, man. They'll never get the picture. You know, a lot of y'all just thrive. The gas that's inside of y'all that pushes y'all is jealousy. And when you driving off jealousy, you will run out of gas. It's like an old 45-minute Eli dog. You know, just like an old 45-minute Eli dog. Don't get mad at me, my Eli brothers out there. You know, I just had to say that. I had to say it like that. You know, but they'll gas out because you're not doing it for the love of this thing. You're doing it to keep up with the Joneses. You're doing it out of jealousy. You're doing it out of envy and all that other stuff. And when you do it out of that type of energy, it don't last long. Like I said, you don't cross that line when it's time to cross that line. When you're doing it from that kind of energy. You know, I mean, like I said, brothers, the brother Thompson, you know, he showed me his real corny, how corny he really is. This brother is photoshopping pictures. He's taking a picture of me, putting it in front of a Google Earth picture that he got from my house with me holding a puppy or some shit like that. And he photoshopping stuff, man. Like that's the corniest. That's corny stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's corny stuff. And I see he kind of out his lane when it comes to this social media, when it comes to computers and all that stuff like that. You know, when you start making up stuff and putting stuff together and oh, this, and like what did you get? This is what I'm asking you, Thompson. What did you get by photoshopping my picture and putting it in front of my house? What did you get by that? I didn't understand it. And when you Photoshop stuff, you know, because I was looking at it, I was like, somebody I must have sold a puppy to must have took a picture of me standing in front of my house. But nah, I looked at the bottom of the picture, you can see where he cropped it at and then forgot to put it all the way down. See, when you do them Photoshops, you got to do your stuff correctly with your artwork. He didn't bring it all the way down so I could see where he cut it off at and I could see my house and all that. So I know he Photoshopped all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, you got to get real. While you doing all that, you need to take that fat bitch of yours down to the gym and work out. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to be doing. You know? That's what you need to be doing instead of taking Google and Earth and me and all that stuff. I done told you, you Googled Earth me so many times, why you ain't showed up yet? Thompson Kennel? You know, all that Google Earth and for what? Just to Photoshop me? Just to Photoshop me. I ain't Photoshop your old lady. I put a real picture up there looking like Shrek. Ain't no Photoshop in it. You know? But that, like I said, man, that just shows the childishness with y'all brothers. You get mad because your dogs ain't shit. You waste all that time breeding all that stuff up and tricking people. You know? And when it get back, and when the word get out that you got curves, when the word get out, you got track stars, Usain Bolts, Sakari Richardson, you get mad. You want to hate. You know, when the word get out, you're a dog thief. You want to hate. You want to get mad. When the word get out that you done shit your own brothers up there in New York, and we got them brothers that will talk about it, you know, you get mad. When the word got out that you stay next, you got all them dogs over there by the airport right now, you think you're hiding? How can you hide when you by the airport? You got mad. You know, then you went to showing all your dogs on YouTube, showing your breeding, showing this, showing that. You ain't got to prove nothing to us, big dog. The proof is in the pudding. You know, 15 years on YouTube with nothing with what? Just to be arguing with the rookies? Nah, the rookies picked you apart and called your hand, big homie. You know, called your hand. You better be hollering at some of them boys to get them dogs registered you got over there. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all, I can't even be arguing with you when you got unregistered dogs. I don't know where they come from. You know, all we know what come from where is the one you stole, Sosa, and that dog that come from Coors, Black Sealy. We know where them come from. But hey, you ain't hear that from me, man. Y'all brothers ain't hear that from me. Like I said, we just talk about these dogs, give these brothers the dog talk, the dog news, and let them hate, man. Let them hate. Like I said, man, we back on the road. We back We back. That's all I'm gonna say. We back. And I still ain't back fully yet because I got these puppies in here and they gonna start making noise and all kind of stuff. So I can't really get loose like I want to get loose right about now. But hey, it just is what it is. Then I got one lady get up under my chat. It might have been a man acting like a lady. I don't know. She said, you better get a job because you're gonna breed them 15 times. That's why I call a tree hugging hater. You know what I'm saying? A tree hugging hater. You see, first of all, I got more than one dog. Second of all, why is you counting? Why is you worrying about what I'm doing when you ain't buying none of them? Period. And most of the time, I don't sell them. I'm giving them the different folk. You know, I don't sell dogs. I give them to folk that I know, deserve them. You know what I'm saying? You get up in my comments talking about how many times I'm breeding. I do got a job and I pay taxes for it. And I probably make more than you make on when you working and doing whatever you doing. You know, probably make more than you make. Filing taxes at the end of the year. More than one set at that. I can't help you. You doing it your way and I'm doing it my way. You understand? You doing it your way and I'm doing it mine. That's why you're watching me on TV. Oh, and another thing, man. When it comes to them keeps, understand this, brothers. Because we all did it before and like to do it. We like to Google to see if we can find keeps online. Different things. Understand when you read that, and read it to a certain extent. Understand it's not back in the days. Everything is more advanced now. I tell you them little jokers ain't gonna let me do my show. Like I always say, this ain't back in the days, and it comes that with the keeps as well. We got different food. We got better food now. We got so many different things that the brothers didn't have back in them days. And another thing we got to pay attention to, we could take down a keep, but how do we know that brother was even winning with what you taking down the information for? A keep is whatever you think it takes to get your dog in shape. And don't go by what the next man doing, because the next man don't got your dog. You got your dog. Your dog works for you. Your dog, you can see what your dog, what his weaknesses is, what his strengths is. You can see all that, So whatever that man wrote down, like I said before, he could have been writing that down for a lazy dog. You got a dog that's full throttle. So it's a big difference. You got to do whatever you got to do with your dog. You can't give him the certain amount of protein they talking about giving for this dog when you don't even know if this dude was winning or not. So just keep that in mind. I'm taking all this information from a dude from the 90s on a keep that's wrote down in the late 90s, and I don't even know he was winning or not. So just work it how you got to work it, man. There's no right. There's no right when it comes to a keep except for take care of your dog and make sure your dog stay healthy. Make sure your dog stay hydrated. Make sure your dog don't go, because some brothers don't know how to do a keep or exercise program for a dog, and they'll just starve the dog out, thinking the brothers who they see looking with the dogs looking good and all that type of stuff starve their dog out. They didn't starve their dog out. They worked that gradually off their dog. Because when you work it off their dog, them the ones you can look at them on a picture and be like, yeah, that I could tell that dog that worked. Because they worked the weight off the dog. You know what I'm saying? I caught a brother slipping back in the days that he starved the weight off the dog and he brought the dog into the show. It ain't my decision to leave. It ain't my fault he brought the dog like that. So I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to do at that particular time, which was kick ass. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it just is what it is. When it comes to a keep, man, we talk a modern day time. Brothers doing the right things with these dogs. You just got to see how much time you got before you go to your event. And whether you got 4 weeks or 8 weeks. If you got 4 weeks, you can still work your program in that 4 weeks before your confirmation show or your weight pull or whatever. You can work your program out. And that's all a keep is, my brother, that they didn't know. And like I said, it's a lot of things, a lot of what I might think is simple. A lot of brothers don't know across the land and sisters, or what the next person might think is something everybody should know. Everybody don't know that stuff, and a keep ain't something that you got to keep secret. Like brother would say, everybody don't supposed to know something. A keep ain't something you got to keep secret, because a keep is only illegal. A keep is never illegal. Let me take that back. A keep is never illegal. It's the steps you make after you do that dog with that workout program. It's the steps you take after that makes that whole process a screwed up situation. You know what I'm saying? Screwed up situation. But yeah, man, y'all brothers keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all keep representing with the Bay, representing for the Bay. Hit that like button up down there. Appreciate all the brothers and sisters that watched the last video when we was talking about the kennel registry scamming and stuff like that. You know, it just is what it is. It's a sad day when crooks taking over the registries. You know, it's a sad day, man. We gotta just, you know, like I said, you got Garner, you got Titan. You know, we can't rely on nobody but Patty them to be straight up 100 now. You know, and that ain't gonna stop no brothers from registering their dogs, because a lot of brothers don't got papers like Thompson, so they will go to Tom Garner to do this or the next person to do that, because they don't got papers. You know, and it just is what it is, man. Like I said, a lot of y'all brothers, you took 10, 15 years on YouTube and you still ain't did shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Still ain't did nothing. A real South Carolinian get up here and talk some dog talk. And now you up here, 1 week you talking about you ain't never did nothing, Thompson. I'm talking about in the past or anything, you know. And it's cool. It's cool, you know. But don't come conversating with me if you can't keep up with the conversation. And your crack game ain't up to par. You know. All the times I had pictures of your old lady, I ain't want to put them up there because I didn't know you post pictures of my folk up there. That just showed me how childish and corny you is. You know, that just showed me that I could talk the way I want to talk to you when I see you. You know, Thompson, I'm going to treat you like a bitch when I see you, boy. Without even touching you. I'm going to take your heart from you. Without even touching you, boy. You know, I'm going to see how much Brooklyn you is. See how Brooklyn you is. You know. But like I told brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? When I was running through Brooklyn, I was in Flatbush, you know, Flatbush and Farragut area, you know. And like I said, I went to the movies on King Plaza. I got lost in Nostrand, but my homeboy stayed in South Jamaica and Far Rockaway, you know. And I got family in South Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Bring that Brooklyn shit on over here, man. You and your old fat, chubby, roly-poly ass bitch. You know, tricking these brothers and sisters out them dogs over there, man. We done brought it down south and taught how to scam. Y'all came down scamming. You know, you came down scamming. Like that brother say, everything ain't a pit bull, man. Everything ain't a pit bull. Thompson, your old lady, more pit bull than some of them dogs you got. I mean, I'm just going by the picture, dog. More pit bull, like I say. She got more yellow in her than them dogs you got. She that big bone, that old school yellow, them big 60-pound dogs. You know, she one of them. Old rum dog. That's the only rum dog you got on the yard, Thompson. Your old lady. Hey, man. But it is what it is. PB K9s. I just get up here, talk, give brothers that real, and they go to hating. They be hating for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Hating. Cropping pictures, taking this, taking that, taking this, taking that. You don't get mad with me because you're producing that bullshit. Don't get mad with me because that brother, I ain't going to say his name, he took a couple of your dogs and made them to superstars, and you got them over there looking like flunkies. Thompson. See, with y'all boys, I'm gonna have to teach y'all boys, man. I'm gonna have to help y'all understand, right? Because y'all like to look at yards and all that, which is cool. I understand all that. We all like to do that back in the days. Go look at dogs and stuff. But see, would y'all get confused? Y'all look at a brother, got a nice yard, grass looking green, looking pretty, you know, and y'all think that equates to the dogs. for some reason, y'all equivalent dog houses, nice dog houses, to the kind of dog that you're going to get. When I say nice, I mean one that may come from Tractor Supply or, or just a bought dog house. Like y'all equivalent, y'all connect the wrong things to a great dog. See, the things that y'all connecting is a dog that you taking care of properly, a dog that you got in a nice house, not taking care of or not taking care of, but you giving them top quality stuff, nice house. You got them on grass instead of sand and stuff like that. You might got them in a cage instead of a chain. That don't got nothing to do with what kind of bulldogs you producing. Y'all boys getting it twisted, man. You think that man got a 50 kennel cage, he producing bulldogs. This man over here got 2 chains. He got a 50 kennel cage, and you think because he got a 50 kennel cage, he producing better dogs than him. You give him more time of the day, the dog talk, because he got 50 cages than the brother who got 2 chains over there. Because y'all gassed up off the wrong things in this dog game. You gassed up off papers, Everything y'all gassed up off of is looks, except for the actual dog itself, performance-wise. Everything y'all gassed up off of is off looks. Looking at the pedigree, looking at this, looking at that. But it ain't about performance. But hey, man, I just give it to brothers, like I say, man, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay legal out there. If you got haters, keep making them hate. Keep doing y'all things. Hey, all a bulldog can do, man, is stay safe, stay legal, and bulldog. Bulldog. The right way, man. PB K9s, I'm out.
Del monte será, se le oyen las voces como el pavo real, se le oyen las voces como el pavo real, se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Águilas del monte, águilas del monte. Del monte, como el pavo real. Águilas del monte.